Welcome to the Road to Rose Bowl. We discuss college football. Who do I have sitting in front of me?
Yeah, Brian. I made a point not to sit at your right or left because I was going to get confused.
Are you sure you don't know where backwards is? Who do I have sitting to my right?
My name is Schrodinger, and I have a cat.
Yeah, it's Jake. He's being weird. He's had some weird thoughts. He's a very strange man. But let's get on to actually some ball foot. And we have a pretty chaotic week that's happened. Pretty important week.
Yep.
I want to start with Brian first on this one. University of Georgia over Florida. Basically, UGA wins the East. What do you think?
Florida made me look bad. I had them winning that game.
You did. You did.
But, man, I really wasn't surprised Georgia winning. Florida stuck in there, though. They held their own throughout the entire game, and I thought they had a chance. But, man, Florida's just a really good team. I mean, there's not much more you can say. They were the better team that week, and they usually are. So, yeah.
I'd say Florida did a better job of coaching, but Florida's a year away.
Yeah.
Florida has got they're young. Georgia's very experienced, and it was still that close. Florida, they're a year away. They're very talented. Just not this year.
And Jake Fromm has really developed this year, I think. I think
he's
gotten a lot better this year.
I hate their receiving core, though.
You do?
Georgia's receiving core is garbage. They cannot beat press coverage, but he's played well. I think Fromm's played well. What do you think of Georgia over Florida there, Jacob?
I think I won that one.
No, you didn't. You picked Florida because Florida man.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Florida man.
Yep. I was the only one to get that one right.
Well,
yep.
Hell with you, Florida.
Yeah. I was also...
Hell with you, Tim Tebow.
Yep. Lord Tebow.
That terrible plaque that he has hung up in one spot.
Didn't inspire him this week.
You reference that every week.
Yeah.
What is your hung up with that thing?
Because
it's awful.
It's beautiful deep down inside. It gives us all hope.
It's like an ugly chick.
It's like the Superman symbol. You know, you look at it and you're like, that's what hope is. And then you realize, that's kind of stupid. But...
we ain't gonna lose no game.
Well, if that's the case, it's like Creed. It's like the band Creed. It's like it sounds really intelligent until you think about it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
With arms wide open.
Onward. Mormons over Washington. What do you think about? I want to ask Jacob about this one first. What do you think about Utah over Washington?
It was interesting.
You were right about this one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you picked Chad or whatever their god is to win.
It's Joseph Smith.
Yeah,
by the way.
Joseph Smith. Yeah, the Mormons.
Yeah.
Joseph Smith carried them to victory.
Yeah, he played it pretty well.
Of course. It was a beautiful day for Mormon kind.
I'm not sold on Utah.
And well, you can eat it because
I have. We'll get into that whenever we get to the top 25.
Well,
but I have a couple
best.
problems with Utah where they're at. But yeah, Joseph Smith is a god.
Joseph Coney he's awesome.
He probably paid the committee to rank him that high. But but what do you think about Utah over Washington?
Again, I wasn't surprised. I mean, I like Utah a little bit more than you do, I think.
Yeah, you picked Washington last week.
Did I?
I think so. I don't know. I could be wrong on that.
Well, you're the ones keeping score here.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember picking Washington. I thought I picked Utah.
You might have.
I'm fairly sure that you picked Washington.
I think you picked Washington because I was going to pick Washington, and then Jacob started saying a bunch of nonsense Mormon stuff, and I was like, Utah win.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I can't remember, though. I could be wrong.
I can't remember either.
Yeah.
But, it wasn't like a particular game I was like, it wasn't like on my spotlight.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of good games
There
last
was.
week. But, I mean, I do like Utah a little bit more than you do, I think. I might have had Washington winning if I might have picked them for my upset of the week. Yeah. That might have been what I did. But yeah, Utah is fine, I think. I think that they're playing fine. But yeah, good win. I'm not surprised.
I want to go off on a rant here, but I gotta wait till we get to the playoff top 25 because I feel like we're gonna have a lot of disagreement when it comes to Utah. But
Utah #1.
Yeah, best team ever. Onward. UCLA over Colorado. The reason I put this one in this is because this is essentially, to me, become a meme. UCLA is on a 3-game win streak right now. They still control their own path to the freaking Rose Bowl. They went out there in the Rose Bowl. And guess what? They get Utah at UCLA. I don't think they'll beat Utah, but good Lord, if they do, I don't even know how I'd react to this. What do you think about UCLA? It's kind of funny. It is funny. I mean, they're 4-5 and can go to the Rose Bowl. What a disaster.
You know what? You are reacting to UCLA the same way I'm reacting to the Raiders right now.
Yeah, because we have a lot. Actually, we are going to talk about that later.
But yeah, go Raiders!
Yep.
But I am not taking it that seriously. It is.
No, they're the greatest team ever.
It is. Plus, just because of the fact that I'm not a big Chip Kelly fan.
They're blowing out the last 3 opponents they've played. Look, I'm with you. I don't think they're going to beat Utah. I don't think UCLA is going to be playing in the Rose Bowl. I don't even know if they're going to go to a bowl game. But this is hilarious to me.
Something
about this is just hilarious. Is UCLA at 4-5 controls their own destiny to go to the Rose Bowl?
That is amazing.
It's comedy.
I can't wait for them to make it to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, and get smashed by Penn State because that's what's going to happen if they go to the Rose Bowl. But there ain't really much comment on that one. I just thought I'd bring it up because I thought it was kind of funny. Notre Dame over Virginia Tech. No, you don't get to speak right now. This is my time. I have some issues. I'm tired of this.
They won.
It's so maddening. Virginia Tech barely beat Rhode Island. Oh, no, I'm not happy with this. After the Michigan game, somebody should have lit a fire underneath Notre Dame's ass. I'm not saying you have to go out there and blow Virginia Tech out. Again, though, the same thing that's happened all year. Penalty after fumble. Too many mistakes. I don't even mind if we lose. My biggest problem with the game had more to do with the way they played again. They didn't deserve to win. Virginia Tech was the better team. Notre Dame, they got lucky. But I'm happy with the win. Sure, we're still in New Year's Six contention. We went out. We're in the Orange Bowl or Cotton Bowl, but it's so maddening. I'm worried about the Duke game this week, but we'll get to that one later. But what do you think about Notre Dame, Brian?
They won. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had them winning that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they probably could have won better, but a win's a win. I mean, win by 1 point or win by 1,000 points.
I don't think it was the points to me. It was more of like the turnovers. They had the same penalty issues. Like, if they would have came out and played more polished, that's where my issues lie.
Right, yeah.
It's these stupid... Like, they could have took a 21-7 lead before half. Instead, they decided to fumble, and Virginia Tech returns a fumble at the goal line, 99 yards for a touchdown. You can't do that. They had a bunch of offsides penalties. It's the same thing. It's undisciplined.
Yeah, that actually is one thing because it feels like it doesn't even feel like the talents it has, but it also feels like just like the coaching has also taken a notch down. Also,
yeah, because I actually think this is Notre Dame's most talented team. I think it's more talented than last year's. Yeah, now better coached.
Did they like switch coordinators or something over the offseason?
Same, everybody,
same staff.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand what's happening.
Man, wow.
They don't look like the same team at all last year.
They don't.
Yep. What do you think about Notre Dame over Virginia Tech?
They should be better than what they are.
Yep, I agree.
I mean, Virginia Tech,
they're fine.
They're a solid
like Kentucky.
They're a 6 out of 10 team.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, I think
Notre Dame should be like an 8.5 out of 10 team. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, they're known as like some of the big bad boys of the NCAA, and they're acting like one of these mediocre, Virginia Tech teams.
Yeah, I mean, they put them close. I wasn't happy with the game. I'm glad they won, sure. And Ian Book showed a lot of heart on that last drive. He played really well on the last drive. Mainly the tight ends played great, though. But
yeah,
Notre Dame's got some NFL tight ends. But they just need to play a lot better. Fix the mistakes. But our game of the week last week was a dandy.
It was.
Memphis and SMU might have been one of the most exciting games I've ever watched.
It was great.
Ridiculous.
It was good.
On that one.
It was insanity. What do you think about that one?
Oh, man. It was just... Yeah, honestly, I don't know
that running back for Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
He's like God.
Yeah, he's legit. Yeah, but overall, it was just a freaking battle. That's really nothing more I can say. Just back and forth constantly. Memphis did kind of pull away a little bit later in the game, but you never really got the sense that got the sense
SMU was out of it.
You never got that sense.
Yeah.
That SMU was just laying down. Like there was this constant like tug of war between the two teams.
Yep. And SMU still has a very good shot at the New Year's Six, actually, because they avoid Cincinnati, and Memphis has to play Cincinnati in the regular season.
And I think Cincinnati will win that.
Yeah, and if Cincinnati wins that and SMU wins out, then SMU is going to the possibly New Year's Six.
Okay.
Or Navy. Navy has a really good shot at it, too. which is just awesome. I love it. But yeah, the Memphis running back, Jake, you didn't get to watch it. He had 1 rushing touchdown, 1 kick return, and a receiving touchdown. He went off. He was on fire. He could not be stopped. But it was a great game. Great game.
Good to know.
Yeah. But that's it for our recap. Let's get to some interesting NCAA news, and figured we'd start off with the biggest story that broke today in college football. Chase Young is suspended right now for taking a loan from, I guess, a family member.
I think that if I remember his Twitter account, right. I think that was his explanation. Like his explanation was that like he took a loan from a family member that he knew for a long time. Mm-hmm. We know the NCAA, if a player takes any kind of money in any kind of context,
if you take one piece of bread, you die.
Yeah.
No happiness for you. How dare you? Ridiculous.
So I guess like if his grandfather gives him $20 in gas money for the month,
suspend Ohio. Shut down Ohio State's program. It's filthy.
Yep, suspend him.
Dirty. Can't believe it.
Yeah. They're dirty betrayers.
Yeah. Madness. What do you think about this whole Chase Young news, Jacob? He's the defense player for Ohio State.
I think he deserved it. He deserved it, obviously. His grandfather gave him $50 to go buy him a new pair of sneakers, and therefore he deserves to be publicly executed in the streets of Ohio.
Yep. No happiness for him.
To teach everyone that you should not take that $50 from your grandpa.
It's terrible. How could you do? How could you betray the good old NCAA?
The NCAA has your back unless you take $50 from your grandfather.
You sound like one of them people that's paid by Disney to give their movies good reviews.
Are you telling me I sound like a robot?
You sound like you're paid by the NCAA right
now. I favor the NCAA. I think they are the greatest organization for sports entertainment.
They're the best. They're idiots.
Do not take money from
Speaking of idiots, and the greatest program to ever exist, Rutgers, they're possibly getting a new coach this week. And
this week?
Well, I mean, he won't be coaching this year, but they're going to hire him.
Okay. Yeah.
I love the hire.
Who'd they hire?
Greg Schiano. He coached Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He got fired from there, but he got Rutgers. He got Rutgers all the way up to number 2 in 2006.
Okay, so it's a rehire.
Yeah, it's a rehire, and I really like this hire actually for them. I'm kind of sad because Rutgers won't be as much of a meme anymore, but because Kansas hasn't really been. Kansas has been respectful for the most part this year.
There'll be another one. Don't worry.
Yeah. Don't worry. They have the uniform.
There'll be another one.
That's true, but I think it's only this year, so the meme will die. But
there'll be another one. Don't worry. There'll be another.
They stay in our hearts for forever.
But I like the hire. I think it's a good choice for Rutgers if they go with it, and I think it could make their football program at least decent. I think they could be fine.
Like bowl contention every year.
Yeah. Okay. 6-6.
Cool.
They're never winning the Big Ten East. They got Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, and Michigan State in that division. Yeah. No way.
Yeah, they'll forever. At best, they'll be the 5th best team in that conference.
They might beat Maryland. Okay, what they do, or maybe Indiana. Who knows? Indiana's 7-2, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yep. They're actually playing really well, and their coach might be up for some new jobs. Maybe he might go to Florida State, which is our next topic. Do you see Florida State fired their coach?
Yeah, that's always a good idea, firing your coach mid-season.
You're fired.
Here they might hire.
Who?
You don't want to hear it.
Who are they going to hire?
Stoops.
Greg Stoops?
Mark Stoops.
Oh. No, why I said Greg.
Stoops.
I don't know why I said that.
Good old Greg.
Mark
Love
Stoops.
It. Yep.
Greg, that's a good country name.
He had a great tenure. If that whole thing goes out, best of luck to him.
It's a great hire for Florida State if they get it.
It is a good hire
because what he's done with Kentucky has at least made them like a.
They won the Citrus Bowl last year. He got
him in top 10.
Yeah, he is worth the hire.
Yeah, I think it's a good hire for Florida State. They're wanting to go after his brother first, Bob Stoops, who used to coach Oklahoma.
Okay,
but Bob Stoops right now signed on to coach in the XFL.
Oh yeah,
and. They already shot themselves in the foot with Urban Meyer because their AD. I'm not kidding about this. Florida State's athletic director said, "I would rather if our coach today got hit by a bus, we would not hire Urban Meyer." He should probably Should have chosen a better choice of words, but
no, that was a perfect choice of words. I think
that's amazing. It was good.
That's amazing.
Hey, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Greg Myers gonna kick that door and be like, "I'm back, baby."
Yeah. I'm back, bitches. I'm getting urban on your ass. But
What's your tongue, damn it?
But what do you think about Florida State possibly hiring Stoops?
Don't leave us.
That-
Don't leave us.
We should make a video, like one of them sentimental videos. Like,
if he gets traded, I swear I will edit together a music video of "Baby Come Back" with sad pictures of UK football.
No, let it go, let it go.
I'd just be like
or stay
video of
by like Sugarland,
or like just a video of just.
I told you I love you. Would you come back home?
Or even better, just have the three of us be on. Or even better, just have the three of us be on camera, being like, "Stoops, if you leave, we all three of us are going to die of heartbreak,
sadness."
We're
have
serious.
us like that nerd who did the Star Wars video, the reaction. Have us like just crying like him. Stay. We'll have to link that in. We'll have to put that in the description.
All right.
Yeah. So people know what we're talking about there.
Yeah, it's gold.
It's the greatest thing I've ever watched.
It's sad.
Yeah. Speaking of great things, Navy is ranked
24.
And yeah, what's your opinion of Navy being ranked?
Run
Brian?
the option.
They do run the option.
Cool.
I'm happy. That's awesome.
Very cool.
I love seeing our service academies, get recognition for just football because they don't have the NFL talent. They're playing with. They don't. I mean,
no. Your wording was hilarious. You're like, I love it when our service academies get recognition for only football.
I didn't say only.
You said for just football.
I can't remember what I said.
I don't think that's the way you worded it. But.
Yeah, but
it's funny.
Whatever. But I'm happy for them. I think it's cool.
Yeah, because these guys, they're going to have like a 4-year service term after this.
Yeah, they don't get to play NFL football.
Sadly, going from the military to NFL doesn't happen anymore.
No, it never has.
Roger Staubach.
Yep. He had service time in the military though before he even got to go.
Yeah,
to the NFL.
that's what I'm saying though. Like,
you can still go, but
he goes like I'm saying like it doesn't happen very often that you go and you serve your time in the military and then you get drafted into the NFL.
The last one I can remember is there's a player who's like a special teams player who plays for the Ravens. He played for Navy, he played quarterback, and now he plays a gunner on kickoff.
Oh,
yeah. So he's very fast. But what do you think about Navy getting ranked, Jacob?
I love it.
Yep.
I do.
I think it's cool.
Go Sailors, go.
Yep.
I love watching them play too, man.
I love watching the military schools play because they run the option just nonstop at you.
Run the damn option. That's my motto.
They just cut block people to death.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yep. Funny thing, you know who else Navy's ranked higher than?
Texas.
Which is a good segue. Who's the most disappointing team in college football this year?
Texas. Not Texas.
Texas. What a mess. Brian, what do you think about Texas? Actually, I'm going to ask Jake because what do you think about Texas?
So much good talent is going to waste right now. You're throwing it down the drain, please.
So much offensive talent. Their
defense is garbage.
It's a tire fire. It's not even a dumpster fire. It's a tire fire.
Yeah, a tire fire.
They're horrible.
Well, and the defense was supposed to be good. Yeah. Is the thing. Like this was supposed to be like hyped up as like the best defense. Well, it was going to be the best defense in that conference.
They're secondary.
I'm not joking. Yeah, I'm not joking when I say this. Rutgers might have a better defense than Texas.
You know what? I'm kind of proud to say that.
It's pitiful.
You've got to really try to be that bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's embarrassing.
How are they getting away with it?
I say some people are about to be fired. Not the head coach, because he is a good head coach, but they're about to fire that defense coordinator they got.
For sure.
He's done. I think they've give up. At least 37 points on average.
Oh my god!
You can't give up 37 points and expect to win games.
That's terrible.
Unless you're Oklahoma. Oklahoma's the only school that can get away with that, and even then they lose games. Texas. No, you cannot give up 35 points a game or 37, whatever it was, and expect to win majority of your ball games. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I think so. We all agree Texas is.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of one, but
shut up
I can't
and say yes.
I think
Texas is the only team that started the year in the top 10 who isn't even ranked anymore.
I feed on your pity.
Yeah.
Maybe to me, another disappointing one is Northwestern because I was hoping that they'd be good
Sure,
again.
but
that's a personal thing.
Yeah.
That's not objective at all.
But you're not even thinking about Southeastern.
There is a Southeastern Missouri.
Yeah,
school.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking
They're
about.
North Dakota State's conference. That's not who you were talking about. You didn't know what you were talking about.
No.
But
he never does.
I just like to be noticed.
Why'd you mention Southeastern? Texas isn't even in Southeastern, so why'd you mention it?
Well, you said Northwestern, so I took the polar opposite of what you said and said it. Northwestern, Southeastern.
We get it.
I don't think
we understand.
I don't think you do.
Please tell us more.
You see what I did? North. What's the opposite of north?
Yeah.
It's not west.
God.
Yeah. It's not east.
It's not state.
It's south. And now the opposite of west is north or south.
Yeah.
It's east.
Yeah. North Dakota State's ranked in the AP top 25. Not ranked, but they got a vote to be ranked. They're ranked 32nd in the country. They're ranked ahead of Kentucky. North Dakota State's ranked ahead of Texas.
Yep.
They're not even Division One.
They would demolish us if we played.
They would. I would pick North Dakota State over Texas in a heartbeat. They'd run for 500 yards.
I would pick North Dakota State over a lot of
I'd pick
BCS teams.
I would take North Dakota State over Memphis. Right. I'd take them over SMU. I would take them over Virginia Tech. I think I
said BCS. It's FBS, right?
It's FBS, but I get what you're. But actually, that kind of works because there's BCS schools.
Is the NCAA FAS then?
No.
I'm not asking that as a joke. That's
okay.
No, the NCAA
because it goes FBS, FCS, right?
The NCAA has two things where it's FBS and FCS. They're both Division One. FBS is like the bowl, football bowl, and then the FCS is like football championship, or like your smaller schools are.
Okay.
That can't go to bowl games.
It's confusing to me.
Yeah.
It really is.
I get it, but I followed college football.
I was just sort of thinking, are they just labeling it like BC? Why didn't they start at A?
We'll just refer to it like this: one's Division One, one's Division Two.
That's a lot
I guess the point is,
because it goes from 1-2.
Yeah.
And I guess the point I was making was I would take North Dakota State over a lot of Division I teams.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
they're good. I'd honestly take them over Oklahoma.
They could probably beat the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
I'd have North Dakota State win.
What do y'all think? Do you think they could beat the Miami Dolphins?
We'll get to that because we are going to be talking about the Dolphins.
Please,
God,
I'm
mad, but
the football gods are merciless.
But here's the topic I'm really excited to talk about: the playoff top 25. Brian, what do you think about the playoff top 25?
A few changes I would make, but overall I thought it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that Ohio State and LSU are the top two.
They got that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they screwed that up, this committee would have been just buffoons.
Yeah. I did like that. I think Clemson was ranked a little too high.
I agree.
I think Wisconsin was a little too high.
I don't.
After two straight losses and the way they lost.
But they've also beat quality teams.
Right.
They beat Michigan.
Okay.
So Michigan shouldn't be ahead of them.
No, I agree with that.
And plus, Michigan beat Iowa, and Iowa's below them. So that means Wisconsin should be ahead of Iowa because they beat the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
So I understand Wisconsin's ranking.
Okay. But, yeah, I think the one that I'm looking forward to what you're so offended by it.
Jake, what do you think about top 25?
I was happier than hell that Navy was in there.
I was too.
I'm happy that Texas wasn't in there. They didn't deserve it.
I would have had them in over Oklahoma State because they beat Oklahoma State, and they're actually better in the conference than Oklahoma State. But it's more of a meme to me that they're not in. I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And that could have gone either way.
Again, I think that the top picks, they were spot on.
I thought the top four was good.
Yeah.
I would have switched LSU and Ohio
three?
State, even though I think Ohio State's the better team.
Who's 3 and
Bama.
4? Oh, yeah.
And Penn State's 4. I thought the top 4 was fine, though, because Ohio State number 1, I'm not going to argue with that, because I think Ohio State's the best team in the country. I had no issues with that. My issues come from Utah. Why are they number 8?
Get it done!
They don't have one single top 25 win this year. Not one. Their one loss was to a third-string quarterback at USC. They have not beat anybody. They had to come back against an unranked Washington team.
In fairness, that team did not win against USC in like 60-some years. So.
Okay, that's better?
Yes.
So, okay.
That makes it better because history repeats itself.
Okay, so Oklahoma, which I don't think is the best team in the world, but they have no business being ranked behind Utah. Let's get into this. Oklahoma has played way better competition. Kansas State's a ranked team. Utah hasn't played a ranked team. Utah has played no one, not a single team that's good.
You're forgetting that Joseph Smith is on their side.
He paid off the committee. That's my only. Now Oregon. I thought Oregon was fine because Oregon's played a real team. They played Auburn.
Yeah.
They played an actual football team. Right now, Washington's biggest win is probably BYU. Good hell, people. They have no business being ranked in the top 8. I thought it was ridiculous. As for like everything else was fine, but like that one right there just blew my mind. I couldn't believe what I was seeing when I saw that. Utah should be. I would have Auburn ahead of Utah. Auburn's played better competition. Auburn's beat a top 10 team. Utah's not beat anybody. And people might say, "Well, look at their record. Auburn has 2 losses, or Utah has 1." I don't care. Does that mean Minnesota should be ahead of Florida? No.
Yes.
Because Minnesota's the best.
Yes.
But no, I got pissed off about the Utah thing.
I'm pissed off that they weren't number 1.
It blew my. All jokes aside, it made me mad. I thought it was really dumb. I thought the committee kind of right there were trying to manipulate a situation where basically Oregon and Utah, if they win out, are going to have to play each other in the Pac-12 championship. And they're trying to create a scenario where one goes to the playoff, one goes to the Rose Bowl.
That would be hilarious if they both went to the playoffs and played each other.
No, they won't. One of them, they'll both play each other, and the winner of that will go to the playoff.
So they're actually,
and the other one will go to the Rose Bowl.
I would love to see Utah play at the Rose Bowl.
I'd like to see Utah in the Rose Bowl. I don't even hate Utah's program. I actually really like Utah's coach and everything. I just don't think there's no.
You don't like their current sitting right now.
Yeah, I don't
because
they've not
of the
played
competition.
Yeah, and it's not that they haven't even. They're not like Ohio State, who's blown out everybody. They've not even looked good in these games. They've looked fine. So I didn't understand that one at all. I thought that one was just nonsense.
Well, was Utah ranked at the beginning of the year?
Yeah. They started year 13, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they lost to USC and dropped like 20, and they've moved up all the way to 8, beating unranked teams.
Well, where do you think they should be?
I think Utah should be like 15 or something.
Okay.
Because they haven't really beat anybody. They're good. They're a good team. I like their defense a lot.
They're the best team in the league.
Yep, greatest team ever. But me personally, I know I'm going on a tangent here, but I didn't understand that one. Made me I sit there and just disbelief. And Clemson at 5. Take it or leave it. I know why they ranked them there, because
national champions.
Yeah, and they're undefeated.
They got a lot of hot behind them.
Yeah, but honestly, I think Georgia should have been ahead of them. I would have had Georgia ahead of Clemson. Georgia has a Notre Dame win and a Florida win. Mm-hmm. Okay, they lost South Carolina. Cool. I mean, they're probably beat up from all the other good games they've played. Clemson's played DeVry University 6 weeks in a row. So
and they barely beat
North Carolina.
Yeah.
So no, I would have had Clemson at probably like 7, but the top 4 I think they got right. The only thing I would have switched like both spots. I would have had Penn State over Alabama just because Penn State beat Michigan.
Okay,
that's a big win.
Yeah, and
I would have had LSU over Ohio State, but I do think Ohio State's the best team in the country. So. But anything else y'all want to add to the playoff?
I actually have this question. Apparently, I'm hearing that they are talking about extending.
I've heard this too.
The playoffs from 4 teams to 8 teams.
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah, and I am curious what you guys think about that.
I don't want it to happen.
You don't?
I have my reason.
Tyler's a big party pooper. That's the reason.
I have my reason.
I think I know what you're going to say, and I kind of agree with you.
I like the traditional bowl system. If we expand it like that, then we're not going to have Ohio State versus Washington in the Rose Bowl. It won't happen. And I guess as a historian of college football, I guess I just want to see that aspect of like still the old bowl games mean something.
Right.
And if like they expand it, then they're just going to get rid of that part.
Well, one thing that Joe Klatt, I'm citing Joe Klatt because he talked about it and he didn't like it either. But he said that the big thing was what he said was. What separates college football from any other sport, from any other league, is how important the regular season is. Mm-hmm. One loss could mean no playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, look at Oklahoma. They're panicking right now.
Yeah, because he said this. He said the Alabama and LSU game coming up would not mean as much because whoever loses that are still probably going to be in the playoffs if there's a top 8 system.
I would do this. I would change it with the playoffs. I would do I would do like a 16 playoff. I would do one at large. I would do the conference champions, and that'd be my playoff, where the one at large would be the highest ranked team that didn't win their conference,
right?
And the other ones would be like the Power 5 conference champions. I think that would be fair. Because I do think I think if you win your conference, I never understood why a team that don't win their conference gets in over a team that did.
Right.
To me, that's nonsense.
Yeah, because Alabama did it, Georgia,
and Ohio State's done it.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So I never understood that. I don't like it, but yeah, it's a tricky thing. I get more excited. I think you do too about just the New Year's Six bowls.
I
alone.
do. It's like a holiday.
Yeah.
It's like a holiday season. Yeah, because honestly,
the playoffs like just the cherry on top. It's a bonus.
Yeah. That's pretty much how I feel about it. Mm-hmm. It's like, I mean, the national. I don't have near as much excitement for the national championship as I do for like the Rose Bowl, the Peach Bowl, the Sugar Bowl. Like,
Same.
Or even like smaller bowls.
Yeah,
I love them.
I love watching Georgia Southern play like some like Bowling Green in the GoDaddy Bowl. I just love all the bowls really. But yeah, anything else you want to add? Something, Jake?
No, I think y'all said plenty.
Yeah, we went on forever about playoffs. But we're going to get into some NFL topics.
Oh, yes.
And this one's not one that none of us really want to start with, but it's happening. This is a thing. Actually, Jake wants to, but
I kind of do too.
Now, do you know what I'm talking about?
I
thought I did, but maybe I don't.
No, he doesn't. This is going to be great. You want me to do it?
Wait, no.
Go.
Antonio
Brown, baby.
Antonio Brown.
He's back.
He's a lot more memes.
The meme god has returned.
Antonio Brown has gone on and on and on. And he left him. We thought he was gone like a fart in the wind. But my God, he's back.
He returns with a vengeance.
With a vengeance, may I add.
Blood in his eyes.
And okay, so here's the situation.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you tell me.
So,
what we got here?
Antonio Brown went on a bit of a Twitter rant last night. He said, I'm not going to say the actual word, but he said, F the NFL.
F it all.
They're all a bunch of racist honkies or something another along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And said that he would never want to play for them ever again.
Yep.
This morning, he deleted that tweet and stated an apology saying his emotions got the better of him. And he wants to come back for the love of the game.
Yep.
And now...
Brought a tear to my eye.
Oh, my God. That apology was so sincere.
It reminds me of the one he had at Oakland.
We could actually go on have a drinking game for how many times Antonio Brown apologizes for something that he did.
If we want to be buried 6 under, we can. Because that's what happened.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What do you think about our buddy Antonio Brown, Brian?
I'm done.
Brian, he's your favorite Steeler.
Yeah. He's your favorite player.
I remember you loved him.
I'm done.
I think Vontez Burfict knocked something loose up in there.
Yep.
Thank you, Vontez. You gave us this madman.
I think his brain now at this point is just like two people trying to light a fire with rocks.
It looks like a shriveled up whoopee cushion, I would bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just looks awful.
Yep. He's insane. But I thought it was a funny story because there was talks earlier in the week of him possibly coming to the Eagles. And that ain't happening now.
Nope. Roger Goodell needs to get off his ass and ban this guy.
Here's the funny part about this story. He's meeting with NFL officials Wednesday.
Yeah.
And he did this yesterday. Like he knew he was having to meet with him. He'd done this yesterday.
Yep. See,
why?
6 days before you're going to have a meeting about allegations of a felony.
I will bet you money. I'll bet you money they let him back in.
I don't think so.
I'll put $10 on it right now. They let him back in.
I almost want to say they will, but this is so stupid. They can't. They can't.
Do you know how much money they made off of Brown jerseys? They're going to let him back.
I don't think they will, and here's my reasoning why. This is the 100th year of the NFL or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a reason enough for them to maybe be like, no. You know, he's ruined our image. You know, people ain't talking about the 100th year of the NFL. They're talking about Antonio Brown nonsense. So maybe, I don't know.
Congratulations, NFL, on your 100th year.
Yeah,
it's been pretty good so far.
It's been a funny one.
Antonio Brown has made it for you.
Not even Antonio Brown. There's another topic we're going to get to here in a second.
Yeah.
That's also made this year hilarious. But anything else you want to add to our Lord and Savior Antonio Brown?
No.
Okay.
There's something I want to add.
Okay.
No, you don't.
I just want to extend this as long as I can.
No.
Brian keeps staying mad.
Well, we'll continue on.
Yeah.
The Browns. More nonsense.
This is amazing. This is beautiful. The NFL's imploding.
It's a joke. The NFL's an absolute joke.
I've never seen it this bad.
But y'all wonder why I like college football more. The NFL's a meme factory.
That's why I love it.
Okay, so a Browns player, after they lost to the Denver Donkeys, Broncos, threatened to murder a man on Twitter. It was cut immediately. Brian, what do you think about the Browns?
What happened?
What a fire! What a fire!
You guys are supposed to win your division this year.
Oh my!
And now you've gone from that to this.
For firing your safety for threatening to cut a man's throat open, and he posted his street address.
He did. He posted his address on Twitter
and told him, "Meet me up, bruh. I'll kill you and gut your entire family."
Yeah,
it's like, what are you doing?
And you know what's even funnier about this story? He didn't even. They wouldn't even. It wasn't like 5 minutes after the game he did this.
Yeah.
He walked to the locker room, got on his phone, and did this while he was still in the team locker room.
Yeah.
It got so bad that the PR department actually had to drag him out of the locker room. It was like, no press for you. You don't get to do press conference. And they cut him immediately.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
They should have let him do the press conference so he could have said all that stuff up in front of people.
Sure, that would have been the meme.
That would have been a PR nightmare.
That would have added to the fire.
A lot of the PR director would be fired immediately.
And apparently, there's a lot of rumors that Freddie Kitchens is going to be fired before the year's out.
Yeah, I heard that.
God, the Browns. Like you had a good option too, I think, with Greg Williams.
They're going back to the original Browns,
but they fired him for a doofus. You know what? It's the same old Browns. We thought it'd be different.
I don't know why we thought.
I'm being reminded of there's like that clip of what player was it it was in the mid '90s, and it was after the Rams moved from LA to St. Louis, and they played the 49ers and got trashed by the 49ers. Just got blown out by them, and one of the 49ers player goes, "A different city, same old sorry ass Rams." That's pretty much what's happened to the Browns right now. Mm-hmm. Different year, same Browns.
You got all this talent and not utilizing any of it correctly.
This is just
I think I saw that on America's Game.
Taking the Browns to the Super Bowl can still be used as a poop joke because they're that bad.
Can.
Yeah.
It can.
And I think I saw that clip on America's Game. You remember that show, America's Game? Yeah, I think that's where I saw that clip too.
I do want to ask a question about the Browns. Do you think they've officially entered Tank Bowl territory at 2-6?
Well, it's not like they really have to go and find talent. What they need, because really, it's not really the players that's the problem. It's the organization itself why they like this.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need a new players. You need a new coach and a new GM.
You do need offensive line.
Yeah. But you don't need a top 10 draft pick to get a good offensive lineman, though.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, do you think they've entered tank realm? Like, whenever the Bengals play, do you think it would be like a tank bowl kind of?
Well,
not like I know the Browns probably try to win it, but do you think like their records justify a tank bowl?
No, just because of this, they do have a very easy schedule from here on out.
So Denver was an easy opponent, and they lost.
Yeah, Denver was
that one right there.
Team.
That one right there made me give up on them. I said, okay, the Browns are going to have the Denver Broncos coming up. They get things back together.
They go 3-5.
Yeah, they'll go win this one or whatever. No, they lost to the Denver Broncos, who was starting a quarterback.
I would almost
hasn't played all year.
I'd figured they almost would lose to the Jets.
Yeah. They didn't play good against the Jets.
They didn't.
Yeah.
There was
the
like
only
the one
game. The only good game they've had is the Ravens.
And that's looking like an anomaly. Like that was just an off day for the Ravens.
Yeah, at this point, I'm quite. That one's just weird.
Yeah. Just one of the weird things that happened.
Yeah.
Weird, wacky world we're in.
Onward to weird things that have happened in the NFL on this continuous trend of nonsense. The Miami Dolphins beat the Jets. Why do these things happen?
The football gods are merciless.
Brian, what do you think about Miami winning a football game?
I think I texted you this like the night it happened.
Yeah,
they can't even tank right.
They fail at tanking. Like Bengals, you're doing good. The Bengals are doing well.
Miami, you guys know what you're doing.
Miami screwed it up. They absolutely screwed it up because now.
Because they could win 2 more games. I've seen their schedule. They they can win 2 more games.
Yep. I am sad about this. What do you think about the Lofins winning a game?
Have entered a Great Depression.
Yep.
I was begging for a Cincinnati Miami 0-0
Yep.
tie game.
I was hoping 2-2 just because of greater incompetence, but
that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But
Just
I don't
2
see
safeties.
that. I don't think that's happening anymore.
Well, it'll still be a tank bowl, but not a super tank bowl.
Yeah,
Super tank bowl means
lost.
like just utter epic incompetence, and that makes me sad because now we might not be able to do our malnourished tiger and hungry dolphin. But
Yep.
But I mean, it was fun while it lasted. We had a lot of good memes out of Miami. They still suck.
Yeah.
Don't get this twisted, Miami fans. You are still garbage.
No.
And actually, this is worse for them. But
I see this as a big turnaround.
But here's the thing, though. How bad are the Jets?
yeah, they're terrible.
The
Jets are awful.
Yeah.
How they beat Dallas is at this point I don't understand.
Well, Sam Darnold, like, because I thought that was going to like motivate them to go on kind of a streak, like get the optimism up and the energy up and play better.
Negative.
I think once he's seen Ghost, things happen.
Yeah.
He's
been haunted ever since.
Yeah, because he's played horrible since then. And it's the Jets as an entire football team. I can't even blame Sam Darnold. They just suck. They're horrible.
Yep.
But I thought that'd be funny to bring up.
What did Colin Cowherd call them? A tire fire?
Yep.
The term you used earlier?
Yep.
The kingdom of butt fumble has turned into the empire of butt fumble.
Yep. Yeah, they've been butt fumbling since the beginning of time. Actually, watch a video of like all their draft picks all the way from like the 70s.
Oh, it's hilarious.
They've got every one of them wrong.
and everyone's always booing.
Yeah. All the Jets fans are fit. They've not got one right. Which means Sam Darnold will be a bust. Because if history teaches us anything, the Jets don't know anything.
Well, knowing the Jets, they'll probably trade him in a couple of years to another team. And then he'll succeed.
Well, what will happen is he'll start getting good for the Jets, and the Jets will be like, I like that trade value. And they'll trade him.
The administrative...
And then he'll win a Super Bowl for another team. Huh? And he'll win a Super Bowl for another team.
Yeah.
The administration offices of the Jets are like, screw it, they got the Yankees.
Yep. We got the Giants. Giants maybe can do something.
Yeah.
On to our next game. It was actually the biggest game of the NFL day. I already know Brian's like going to smile and do jumping jacks over there, and honestly, I wouldn't blame him. Ravens over New England. What do you think about the Ravens knocking off the Pats?
That's good.
Okay, I was hoping for a little bit more epicness from that, but
you just want me to go like I'm not that big of a hater of the Patriots, dude. I mean,
give Brady motivation.
I'm not that big. Like, I think the Patriots are still fine. Baltimore is legit.
Mm-hmm. And I think that game said a lot about Baltimore with Action Jackson.
Yeah,
he's good.
Yeah, Lamar's legit.
He is good.
It's actually surprising. The last quarterback taken in the first round of that draft looks like he's going to be the best one.
Mm-hmm.
And he was considered a steal.
Well, Mahomes was in that draft.
No, I thought he was in the draft before that.
You're right. Because Deshaun Watson was also in Mahomes' draft. So yeah. Never mind. Who was in that draft?
It was Baker Mayfield, Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold,
Lamar Jackson,
Josh Allen,
all of them. Yeah.
Lamar Jackson. Those are like the 5 quarterbacks in the first round.
Dang. Yeah, you're right.
So it looks like he may be like the best quarterback out of that. Well, the thing is though, he went into the best situation.
He did.
Like all those other quarterbacks went into just a terrible situation with a bad team, bad organization, bad management.
I've been kind of impressed by Josh Allen. He has a lot to work on.
Oh yeah,
don't get me wrong.
He's very athletic.
Yeah,
is the one thing I could say about him.
But the Bills are decent.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with how good coaching they have.
They do.
They have really good coaching.
Yep. I really like their head coach as well. Dildo Gate. What do you think about the Ravens over New England?
I could take it or leave it.
Nah.
I figured that the Pats were going to lose sometime or another. Might well be to a good team like Baltimore.
I figured this was the week because I saw this one coming. I think a lot of people saw this one come from a mile away. They're going to Baltimore. It's a night game. This does not surprise me.
And Baltimore is pretty like high up. Now, one of the things I did love, though, is I did watch Lamar Jackson's press conference afterwards, and I just loved the way he took it.
I did too.
Like he said, this wasn't the Super Bowl. It's just we beat a good team. That's fine.
Next week we got to play a good team.
Yeah, next week we got to play. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah.
That was actually very, like, because I would have hated if he went in and just acted like he was, like, king of the world.
Yeah.
Turns
out. You
out.
remember that NFL GM who said Lamar Jackson's a thug?
Oh yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, that's backfired on him.
I remember he's insanely humble.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's not had one negative moment.
The worst thing that happened. The worst.
Hey, no. Lamar Jackson needs to take notes from AB.
Oh yeah. That'll turn him into a thug.
Yeah.
The worst thing that happened was he posted a picture of his bracelet while he was driving, and the speedometer showed he was going 105 miles an hour. That's the worst thing that's happened to him.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you're a football player.
I'm
you
sure,
probably own a very fast car. I don't care if you're going
I'm sure
that fast. Just
everybody.
don't murder anybody.
Well, I'm sure everybody's had lead foot or something and drove fast or something. No one's perfect.
yeah.
Who cares?
Who doesn't have street races in high schools? No, I mean, I wasn't joking there. I really
No,
was.
you're not. No, you're not.
For real.
I'm sure every high school's done it at least one point.
Yeah.
But
that's just how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just I've been very pleased by Lamar Jackson. I remember because that does seem to be like the thing where like because there have been like a lot of discussions about the view of black quarterbacks in the league, and they have kind of had like a very negative,
nonsensical view.
Yeah, very nonsensical. Like you remember, like,
All of them are scramblers.
yeah, like
Yeah.
there was some guy from
Patrick Mahomes, that running quarterback, throwing 85 yards on his knees.
He's got a howitzer on his shoulder.
Because I remember, I told you this story I read up. Some guy, some high up football guy, ended up saying, and I think he was with Houston, the team Houston at the time, who said that you can't trust a black quarterback in a criticism of
idiots,
Deshaun Jackson.
Absolute idiots.
He said you can't trust a black quarterback to run a team.
What's better? Get Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky was drafted ahead of
Patrick Mahomes and
Deshaun Jackson.
Which is proof that there is racism when it comes to quarterbacks.
Yes!
That is proof.
White privilege.
Yeah,
that's white privilege right there. Complete stupidity. Good God. That's why the NFL's a meme factory. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, because
that's amazing.
Because and it doesn't really seem to be going away.
Yeah,
it always ends up just like coming back with this weird viewpoint.
Yep.
Because apparently, like the whole criticism has always been, black people aren't smart enough to be quarterbacks.
That was like the thing back in the '80s. Was like a lot of GMs would be like, well, that was the thing with Warren Moon.
Yeah, Warren Moon and Doug Williams.
Yep.
And even though they're not outright saying that now, they keep trying to make every single excuse not to draft a black quarterback.
Yeah. I like Trubisky's poise. Who cares about poise? Can he throw a football?
And he can't.
He can't. Patrick Mahomes can launch it here to Seattle from Kentucky. I could care less. Idiots!
I'm just imagining Mahomes doing it. He's just like cocks his arm back. He's like ready to launch.
Yeah.
3, 2,
1.
Lift off.
Well, if they ever run out of jet fuel, he can probably throw a rocket into space.
Yeah, he's like Uncle Rico.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you brought up Mitch Trubisky. Have you heard about that little story that he demanded like all the TVs to be turned off at the
Coward
at the Chicago Bears?
Sure did.
Now,
stop talking negative about me. I don't like criticism.
It wasn't that. Here's the thing. This is how I responded to it immediately when I read this. This is how what immediately went through my head. Mm-hmm. And surprisingly, everyone else said this too. Like every single sports analyst said this. Mm-hmm. But pretty much he said we like there's a lot of people talking negative about this team, and we just kind of have to block all that out and focus on football. Okay, here's the thing. People aren't criticizing the team.
No.
They're criticizing you.
Yeah. Yeah. The Browns have like a generational defense. Their defense is ridiculous.
The Bears are just their defense is good. Their running backs are good. Their wide receivers are good.
Yep.
Their O-line is fine.
Yep.
The problem is you can't throw the football.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'd start Chase Daniels over.
The offense was doing fine with Chase Daniels.
Yep,
they weren't winning games, to be fair.
But
they were scoring more points,
At least they were competent.
Yes.
I mean, at least they go 5 yards without having a panic attack.
And Chase Daniels is considered like in the Brian Hoyer group class of a top tier backup.
That's better than what they
Yes.
got. Yeah, I would take him. I think he's a good backup. I'd start him. See what happens.
And I tell you what,
you got to lose.
And I tell you what, I think this is this the last year of Mr. Trubisky's rookie contract?
I think so. So I can see the Bears, and this is a quarterback draft to where I could see them getting like Burrow or like trading up to get Joe Burrow, or getting Justin Herbert from Oregon.
Yeah, or
or you can get Tua.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, Tui, yeah.
But I think Tua is probably going to go number 1. So
he will.
I
think he'll go to Cincinnati.
Yeah,
that poor man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You will be. I hope you have a good back, sir, because you will be backpacking that entire team.
Yep. I think it's a better situation than the Dolphins, though, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
Because at least Cincinnati, like, in the future, I feel like they'll just be, like, mediocre. The Dolphins will always be garbage.
Yeah.
The Dolphins are what they are.
Well, it does seem like that Cincinnati, they always just seem to have, like, this problem of just underperform. Well, not even underperforming. It feels like it's bad management in Cincinnati's case.
God, yeah, it is. Their owner's an idiot.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's doing.
Whereas in the Dolphins' case, it feels like nobody just wants to be there.
Yeah. They'd rather just be on the beach drinking martinis.
Yeah.
But
like Dan Marino.
Yep. But onward to our next topic, and this is one Jake will be happy about.
Woo!
The Raiders right now are 5 and 4, and the rest of their schedule is a cakewalk. Besides Kansas City,
they could finish the year 11-5.
They really could.
They could.
And,
my question is: do you think, Brian? Well, actually, Jake, I want to ask you: do you think the Raiders will make the playoffs as a wild card?
Yes, at this point.
I just. What do you think?
What do I think?
Yes or no?
Yes. From here on out, yes, they have a chance.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I saw, at work today, I was just walking through, saw this TV was on, and it said big bold letters: "Are the Raiders a threat in the AFC?"
Yeah.
And my first thought, whenever I was looked at it, I was like, "Fat chance." And then I kept walking, and I kept thinking, "Wait a minute." And then I looked up the Oakland Raiders.
They don't play anybody.
And then I started thinking even further. I was like, holy shit, we
They're
are
going to make the playoffs. They have a chance.
Hell with you, John Gruden's a god.
I had them going 8-8.
I had them going 1-15.
Yeah, you are all. I had them going, what was it, 10-6?
And you might be right.
Yeah, you might be right.
Because here's the thing. The person that the team ahead of them in the wild card, because the Bills are going to the wild card.
Well,
the Bills are Bills are probably going to go to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. The team behind them that's in the 6th seed right now is Indianapolis. They've already beat Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. So if both Indianapolis and the Raiders are 10-6, the Raiders will automatically get in.
That, and I'm going to be on. I hate to say this. God, I hate to say this.
Say it.
I think the Raiders are more sustainable than Indianapolis right now.
Yes.
Which is
yes,
which is so messy.
I hate this.
This is the first time
I hate
this has ever happened to me as a Raiders fan.
I hate this.
This team just unified, man. Dude, like they just picked up they grabbed themselves by their bootstraps and just went out and played.
Let's go ahead and give credit where credit's due. Josh Jacobs is carrying this team.
He's rookie
right now.
of the year.
Yeah, definitely. The only guy that could contend it with him is Bosa.
Yeah,
Josh Jacobs.
I would give it to Josh Jacobs because he's literally, I think, in my opinion at least, transformed their whole team. Because last year, Oakland, one of their biggest issues was they couldn't run the ball, which means everybody was just blitzing Carr all the time. And now this year, you can't do that.
Right.
Because they can actually run the football.
Because everything has been flipped. It's like they couldn't run the ball, so they were blitzing Carr, and they had one of the worst offensive lines in football, and Carr was just getting thrashed.
I still think their O-line's bad.
Yeah.
But I think Josh Jacobs
Incognito's probably their best lineman.
Yeah.
Here's their stat, though. You call their O-line bad. They've allowed the second fewest sacks in the NFL.
Yeah, because I think, honestly, because of Josh Jacobs, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think he has a ton to do with this.
Yeah. Because Derek Carr is a good quarterback.
I agree.
I would put him in the same realm as like Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I don't think I'd put him above Dak Prescott.
Really? Okay.
I really would, to be honest with you.
Derek Carr, I would put him in the top 10 in the league.
Yeah.
A top 10, top 12 definitely.
Actually, maybe top. God, you really think about quarterbacks. I mean, you got Mahomes, you got Brady. I put him ahead of Phillip Rivers right now.
I would too.
I put him ahead. Phillip Rivers actually been terrible this year.
He has. Well, the thing about Derek Carr, though, it seems like he's got more athletic because he's a lot faster now than he used to be. He did not used to be this fast in the pocket.
Carr, I've also noticed, is a very, very good leader.
Yeah.
Yes,
I really like
him. He has great intangibles. He is a very good leader.
Yeah.
That word, intangibles.
Yeah.
And
I know it's generic.
I get
analyst term. I get it. Yeah.
all the
I realized it as soon as I said it. I realized. I'll go ahead and say transcendent talent.
Lamar Jackson don't have intangibles, according to some stupid NFL GMs.
Through all the crap that the Raiders have been through this year, I think we deserve something. I think we deserve this.
I'm going to be honest with you. I hate. I'm going to go.
You're about to puke, kind of.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm about to shove this mic down my throat and just die. Okay.
It's about John Gruden.
John Gruden should be coach of the year at this point.
Yes.
I hate this. I hate everything about this. I hate this so much because I don't like John Gruden. I hate the way he done things last year, and honestly,
in hindsight,
I don't understand.
Here's the thing, though.
We were wrong.
The Mac trade, the Cooper trade.
It's
in hindsight.
Yeah,
it was good idea.
I hate this.
He has a grand plan. He's like Jesus Christ.
You know what he is? I'm not even going to talk crap about him.
He's got
They're 5-4, and they've had the most distractions I think I've ever seen a football team ever.
And they had a hard schedule too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
3 or 4 of those wins they shouldn't have had.
Yes.
So yeah.
Chucky knows how to coach a football team. Still, weirdly enough.
God, I hate this so much.
I know you do, and I'm relishing every bit of it.
I don't know if I would put him in coach of the year.
What? Who else?
Yeah.
I mean,
who has handled Antonio Brown at his worst?
The Colts I can understand, but even then I have an argument. The Colts had a really talented roster. Now the only thing the only thing left was Antonio. I mean, oh God, no, Andrew Luck. So maybe the Colts, but the Raiders, they should not be 5-4, but they are. I don't understand it. They're in playoff contention.
I can't wait till they make it to the playoffs.
It's going to be nonsense.
Could you imagine? Okay.
Well, here's the thing, though. They make it to the playoffs is one thing. What if what if they go deep is the thing? What if they win a couple of playoff games?
Wait, here's my question.
I'll drink antifreeze.
How many bricks would you shit if they made it to the Super Bowl?
They'd have to beat the Patriots to get there, dude.
Yeah. How many would you shit, though? You would go insane. If the Oakland Raiders beat you put 1-15.
You will kill yourself if the Oakland Raiders beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship.
I will. Tom Brady.
You will kill yourself. If John Gruden outcoaches Bill Belichick, you will kill yourself.
And you know what's hilarious? He's so unpredictable that
he possibly not work.
He possibly could.
If this happens.
Could you? Bill Belichick's just sitting there like, what is this man doing? He's doing the exact opposite.
I hate this.
What he should be.
I hate everything about
the only glaring flaw, it looks like, it seems to be fixed though. It was their defense, particularly their secondary.
Yeah.
But they got 3 interceptions last night. So yeah. And that Eric Harris guy can play, man.
Yep.
He can play.
I hate the Raiders.
I'm happy for him. After all the crap
just
they've
win,
gone through the
baby.
past couple years,
Just win.
Makes me sick.
I know it does, and I'm
happy for Jacob. I'm glad for you, Jake.
They hired an asshole.
This is the first time this has ever happened to me. It's amazing. I know how Tyler feels now. It's like, I'm winning. And I'm like, I'm always losing, but this time I'm not. I've tasted power, and I want more.
I'll never give it up.
He's had a taste for blood, and he wants more.
You're like
lamb blood.
You're like the Joker in the subway scene, where he just shoots them 2 Wall Street guys and then executes the third.
Oh my God!
He's like, more.
We need to Photoshop that video and have John Gruden be
doing
Joker,
that to everybody,
and then, doing it to the 3 other coaches and chasing them down Belichick.
Yeah. Nonsense.
Yeah, just have like the 3 best coaches in the league right now. It's Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll,
and John Gruden.
Andy Reid. Would you say that?
Sure.
Top 3, and then
John Gruden going through massacring them all, taking his place as king.
If anybody,
and him dancing.
Him dancing, and he's dancing around. And he's like, whenever he throws his arm out, it's like Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr.
If we were good at editing, we would totally do this.
Someone good at editing, please do this for me.
Yeah.
I will pay you.
Onward to next topic. After that buffoonery.
Oh, no, that wasn't buffoonery. That was beautiful.
MVPs in the NFL. Who do you think's the MVP in the NFL
Russell
so
Wilson.
far? Russell Wilson?
Yes.
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, no. Rookie of the year, yes, but MVP, no.
I'm reacting off of emotion here. Action Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. That's a good choice.
Yep.
That is a good choice. He should be in the race.
He is
yes.
badass.
He's a good. No, he ain't a leader.
No,
He don't have intangibles.
Yeah, doesn't have that transcendent talent.
Yeah. He can just throw a ball like 70 yards
Him
and
saying
run.
that guy saying he needs transcendent talent. That means he needs to transcend God Himself.
Yeah.
With talent.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Reporters are idiots.
They're absolutely retarded.
Yep. But yeah, that's my MVP pick. Action Jackson.
Yeah.
Yours I really like.
Russell Wilson. Just because
I'm
the
not
fact,
even going to talk crap about yours because
Yeah.
I'm done talking crap about the Raiders. I hope they win
well,
the whole freaking
the
thing.
thing with Russell
Yep.
Wilson, like Lamar Jackson does have a better team. Like the
I agree.
Baltimore Ravens are a better team
I agree.
than Seattle Seahawks. Like Russell Wilson is like it's a one horse cart, and Russell Wilson is that horse.
You're right.
But Lamar Jackson is also like.
You know, I'm switching it. Russell Wilson.
I would put those two at neck and neck.
Maybe Christian McCaffrey still, just with all the yards he's accumulating.
I think he's on. Is he on pace to get like 3,000 scrimmage yards this year?
Yep, he's a video game.
Yeah.
That's
Christian
absurd.
McCaffrey is amazing, and he went to Stanford, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a Stanford running back.
Oh, awesome.
But Josh Jacobs, good player.
The only reason I really put Josh Jacobs is not for his stats or anything. It's mainly because he's carrying an entire team on his back, much like Khalil Mack did with the Raiders.
Yep.
So I would definitely give it to him just for that reason.
Yeah.
He's giving Carr more time to sit in the pocket, and he's given something to shove down the other team's throats.
Yep.
I tell you what, you know what Josh Jacobs and Derek Carr actually reminded me of? LaDainian Tomlinson and Phillip Rivers in the late 2000s.
Don't tell me that. We'll never win a Super Bowl that way.
That's what they remind me of.
I agree.
Like because Josh Jacobs actually does remind me of LaDainian Tomlinson. The way he runs and the way that he can also catch the ball.
Yeah.
He's just bigger.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's more of a power back than LaDainian was.
He is, but I think he's versatile too.
Yes,
though.
he
He
is
doesn't have
versatile.
the speed though.
Yeah,
that LaDainian did.
Hardly anybody does.
Yeah.
Yeah, LaDainian Tomlinson was the best running back of that decade. So
Yeah.
it's hard to get over that.
I mean, I do think that Josh Jacobs will end up being a generational talent myself.
I think he's a great player. But on to our next topic. Pat McAfee is going to be a reporter in the XFL. I just thought this was cool.
Oh yeah,
I just thought it was neat, personally.
I like Pat McAfee. So,
Yeah.
I've got one thing to say. Nifty.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good for him.
All right, on to the next thing. This has nothing to do with football. We're getting near the end. Joker's made $900 million.
Yes!
All the money in the world. Just everybody go see Joker. It's a great
The
film.
most profitable comic book movie ever to be released.
It's knocked off Endgame for most profitable.
Yeah, it made more money than Endgame.
Yep. Not more money, but
Well,
compared to its budget.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, but that still is making
Like
more money.
Yeah, you're right.
Because if it was an $80 million movie and it made over $900 million, then it made more than 10 times its budget.
55.
Yes. Is a $55 million.
55
Oh,
million.
55.
Yeah.
It made nearly 20 times.
Oh, okay, so it made
It's
it. Yeah.
about to break $1 billion.
Yes, it will this weekend.
I say Warner Bros. Just sitting there confused.
Yeah,
But,
they're probably having aneurysms.
yep. But we're getting close to the top 5 games. I just want to mention me and Jake are actually going to a game tomorrow.
Yes, we are.
Kentucky and Tennessee.
Gonna be fun.
Have fun with that.
I'll
Yep.
enjoy myself.
Hopefully, you guys maybe you can actually win this time.
Yeah.
while you're
Yeah, the one we went to, they blew it.
Yeah, they blew
Well, the
it.
one you all went to, I was at an NAIA game, which was fun.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of NAIA, from myself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the University of Pikeville recently.
The school around our area.
Yeah, they got a new. They made a new field. If you want to check it out, look up UPike on Facebook. They got pictures up. It looks amazing. For all in it. Well, they're missing bleachers, but that's about it.
They'll get them in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's really pretty field.
Okay,
It's
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
it's nice.
You ought to take
Cool.
your trip up Bob Amos and check it out. It's really nice.
It's a dandy. It's really pretty. All right, I'm gonna ask Brian every first on each one of these 5 games of the week because he said before we start the podcast he's just gonna have like a crazy week here. So first game here, Notre Dame at Duke. Who do you got?
I'm going to take Notre Dame in that one.
Okay.
Okay, just because I'm not
Okay.
stupid.
Okay. Who do you got?
Dame.
I got Dame. Okay, so we all got Notre Dame. All right. Number 16, Kansas State travels to unranked Texas. Who do you got, Brian?
Texas.
You got Texas?
Yes.
Texas got to do it.
I want to take Kansas State.
Hook 'em horns. Wait, what?
Yep. Taking Kansas State. I think they're better coached. I think they'll run for 600 yards.
You might be right, honestly. It's hard telling.
Number 18, Iowa at number 13, Wisconsin.
Nifty.
God, this is tough.
Just say Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Wisconsin there.
All righty.
I'm going to go with Iowa.
Going to go with Wisconsin. It's at Wisconsin. That's what's factoring
I'll take the
this in.
cheese factory then.
Okay, here's the one I think that he's about to throw it in the chuck it bucket. Number 4, Penn State travels to number 17, Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm taking Minnesota.
Taking Minnesota?
Yes.
Minnesota all the way here, yeah.
Yes,
totally.
I'm taking Minnesota.
I'm taking Minnesota.
Here's the thing, though. I actually thought that there were a couple other games I thought you were going to include.
What games?
Oh, crap. Is it Ohio State versus who?
Ohio. If you were about to pick Maryland beating Ohio State.
No.
That would have been amazing.
Not Ohio State.
I know Baylor plays TCU. I can see that one.
Was it Iowa State then? Was it?
Iowa State plays Oklahoma.
Yeah, I had Iowa State play. If you were going to choose that one, I was going to say Iowa State over Oklahoma.
We'll get to that after we pick our 5 best games of the week.
Okay.
But, okay. But y'all got Minnesota? I got Minnesota.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, we were all picking Minnesota in this one. It's at Minnesota. I like Minnesota's coach. He's insane. Here, everybody do drum roll. All right.
Knock on wood if you agree.
Our big game of the week. Our big game of the week. The game of the century. The biggest game of the year. Number 2, LSU travels to number 3, Alabama. Brian, who do you got?
Alabama.
LSU.
Alabama.
Yep.
Oh, me and you agreed on nothing, basically.
I read your
it's
thoughts.
at Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Like the home advantage was going to seal it for me.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm going with Alabama.
Taking Alabama,
and
too.
apparently Tua is playing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I would almost take Alabama even if he wasn't, because LSU's defense has kind of been spotty.
Yeah.
But I'm going with you. I'm going Alabama.
Yeah.
Who do you got? You got LSU? Why you got LSU?
They're purple.
That is pretty colors.
Oh my God.
But we're going. We're near the end. I forgot to include this part. I don't know why. But upsets of the week.
It's an upset.
Who's your upset of the week?
I'm gonna go
with Iowa State
over
Oklahoma.
I'm gonna follow Brian here. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Brian's smart.
Yep.
I guess
this is stupid. I'm gonna go ahead and say.
No, I don't think it is. I really don't. I don't think this is far off.
Then you're stupid.
I'm going to go with TCU over Baylor.
You liked Baylor this year too. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm picking TCU in
but
that one.
you got some faith in TCU then.
Yep. But I think it's about it.
Yep.
Yeah, anybody else want to add?
Nope.
No. Okay. I guess it's the end. We got to add that Star Wars video.
That's all, folks.
Yep.
See you guys.
Mormon out.